Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be a reading vlog of The Duke and I and a watch vlog of Bridgerton. So basically I'm going to be reading The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, and I'm going to read it and discuss it with you guys and talk about it and kind of review it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the TV show Bridgerton. I'm going to watch it, discuss it, share all my feelings, all of that. And then I'm also going to compare them both and just see how I feel about the adaptation, how I feel about the book, all of that jazz. It's going to be kind of a vlog slash review. I have not read the book before. I actually haven't read any books by Julia Quinn yet, so this will be my first one. I've heard mixed things about the first book in the series, but I have heard that the series gets better as it goes on, so we'll see how I feel about the book. And obviously I've heard nothing but good things about the TV show. I know everybody is raving about it, everybody is obsessed with it. I have a feeling I'm also going to be super obsessed with it, so I cannot wait to watch it. I actually talked about this adaptation in one of my On Topic videos. It was episode 15. Isn't it crazy how I briefly talked about the adaptation back in summer of 2019 and like we finally got it at the end of 2020? That's so weird to just have time frames of how long it takes for TV shows or movies to happen. I don't know much about the book, to be honest. I do know that it's like fake dating, I think. I feel like that's all the romance community is talking about is Bridgerton right now and historical romances. So I am very excited to finally read the book and finally watch the TV show. I think that's it for the intro. Pretty sure that's all that I wanted to talk about. So let's get into the vlog. So I've actually already started. I am currently 66 pages in. I'm about to start chapter 4. And I'm really enjoying it. I like the characters. As I said, this is my first Julia Quinn novel, and so far I like her writing. I really enjoy historical romance in general. I don't read a lot of it, but whenever I do read it, I like it. Daphne and Simon have just met and their interaction was really cute, and I'm very excited to see how that progresses throughout the novel. Honestly, I am hoping to read this tonight. Like, I'm hoping to read the entirety of it tonight so that I can at least watch the first episode tonight as well. I hope. It is currently 5:20, so I should be done this by 8 o'clock at the latest. There is 371 pages, and then there's like an extra bonus epilogue. So then it's technically 408 pages. But historical romances for me just always go by really fast, so I feel like I could finish this in no time. Yeah, so far I really like Daphne and Simon, and I also really like the whole dynamic with Daphne and her brothers. I think that's really fun, and I'm excited to read more about their entire family. But yeah, so far so good. I don't really have any other thoughts yet. Also, I'm kind of scared that like I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna watch the TV show and I'm gonna become super obsessed that like I'm gonna want to continue the series, because I know that all of the physical copies are sold out. Like, it's sold out everywhere, and I cannot read historical romances on my Kindle. Like, I just can't do it. I have to read them in physical copy. So I feel like I'm really gonna struggle. I know that Avon is printing more copies, but I might have to go on a hunt later and go to the thrift stores in a couple of days to see if like anybody has donated some of the books in this series. I actually bought this originally at a thrift store. I bought it at Value Village. When the TV show originally premiered in December, like on Christmas, I thought about just skipping the book and watching the TV show. I just really wanted to watch it. I had already owned the book, and I thought about like just not reading the book at all, because I've heard mixed things about this first book, specifically about stuff that happens later on. I kind of know the context of it, but we'll see how I feel about that specific scene. Yeah, I just thought about skipping this entire book because I really want to watch the TV show, but I decided I would film the whole journey, and that's why it's taken me so long to read the book and then watch the TV shows, because I had to wait for an actual time so that I could do this video, and I finally have time. I also forgot to say this in my intro. This video will have spoilers, but like I am gonna try to be cautious about it. It's hard to go in depth about things without giving spoilers, but at the same time I never know if I should make them like full-on spoilers or like not. And if you're one of the last people ever to not read the book or watch the TV show, this video probably will spoil you a little bit. Regarding the TV show, I'm not sure how much of it includes more than just the first book. Like, I know primarily the first season is about Simon and Daphne, but I don't know how much of it has the other books in the first season, if that makes sense. So I feel like I could be potentially spoiling myself by watching the TV show, but at this point, like, I'm just gonna read the first book and then watch the show, and then I'll probably read the next books after. Anyways, I'm gonna go continue reading this. I will update you guys whenever I have any other thoughts. So it is around 7 o'clock and I am 220 pages in. I'm just about to start chapter 13 and I'm really loving it. Depending on how this last chunk of the book goes, I feel like it could be a 4-star read. I really love both Daphne and Simon. I just love their like easy banter, easy conversation, and I think they're really cute together. And I love the whole Bridgerton family. I think they are so fun. Not obnoxious, but like they're all super like sarcastic and funny. I don't know, they're just like a great bunch, and I'm really loving the family. Yeah, so far it's really good. I'm excited to see what they change in the TV show. Also, while reading this, I definitely can picture like how the TV show is. Like, to be honest, I have seen some clips and I have seen some like photos and stuff, so I am picturing things in my head that I think the scene would look like, if that makes sense. I also think it's interesting because obviously I know what the actors look like, so I definitely picture them while reading, which is actually really nice. I'm very excited to see them get married though, and I'm curious to see how that is gonna happen and how their marriage is gonna be. It's also like pretty fast paced. Like, I feel like a lot happened, yet not a lot either. Like, other than our two characters like falling in love and getting to know each other, not a lot has like happened behind the scenes or like on the side, you know. Like, I feel like I've read a couple of historical romances before where there's like more of a plot. It's not just like about the two characters falling in love, like there's more happening. But I feel like for this, so far, it's just about the two characters falling in love. I definitely can't stop reading, so I'm definitely enjoying this a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this now. I finished The Duke and I, and I think I'm giving it 4 stars. I really liked it. I feel like I need to talk about that scene where Daphne pretty much takes advantage of Simon. Obviously, I knew that scene was coming because this book has been out for like years, so I've heard about it before. My initial reaction to that scene and like when it happened was yikes. That's literally what I said to myself. I was like, yikes. Like, I understand why people feel uncomfortable about it, and I totally understand. It didn't actually bother me as much as I thought it would. Daphne knew what she was doing, but also at the same time, she wasn't really the smartest either. Like, she was pretty innocent about everything. I feel like Simon's reaction was a natural and normal reaction to what happened, and like, I feel like he had a right to that reaction. I did have the instant thought after reading that scene that I was like, oh, I'm gonna give this 3 stars instead. But no, I'm giving it 4 stars. After like reading after that and like them getting back together, I'm giving it 4 stars. And the second epilogue was really cute. I loved that as well. I loved the romance. I thought they had like this great friendship that obviously turned into more. I'm very excited to see how they do everything in the show, and obviously I know that things will change because it's an adaptation and things are not always accurate, but I'm excited to see what they have changed and what they've kept. Yeah, I loved the romance. I just thought it was really, really sweet, and I loved the characters. I loved the family. I cannot wait to eventually continue the series whenever I can buy physical copies. I think because I didn't have the highest expectations for this book, I ended up really loving it. So I went into it thinking that it would be just like a mediocre historical romance, which, I mean, to be fair, it is, but it just worked for me. I really loved it. I love the characters and the family and the romance, and I just thought it was great. As I've said before, like other historical romances that I have read, there's been more of like side plots, whereas this one, it was mainly focused just on the romance, and I really liked that. I just thought it worked for me, and I don't know, I liked it. It's actually almost 9 o'clock, so I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a breather, kind of have a break, and then I will probably start the show in half an hour. But overall, I really enjoyed the book, and it was definitely very surprising. Okay, it's been about almost an hour actually since I finished the book, and I am gonna start the show right away. I don't know if I should react to the trailer right here and now with you guys, because I haven't really seen the trailer. I mean, I have, but I also haven't. I like how when I search Bridgerton on YouTube, it's like Bridgerton trailer, Bridgerton love scene. Oh, I've actually only seen the teaser trailer, so not the official trailer. So I'm going to watch the official trailer, I guess. So I'll react to that right now.
All is fair in love and war. Miss Daphne Bridgerton!
You have no idea what it is to have one's entire life reduced to a single moment.
The time has come for the social season.
Tighter!
She to breathe, Mama.
My name is Lady Whistledown. You do not know me, but I know you. This is what they have been trained for since birth. Which young ladies might succeed at securing a match?
You've always amused me, Miss Bridgerton. Ever since I was a schoolboy and you were.
Oh, but 5?
Miss Bridgerton!
Oh, pardon me.
Forgive me. Bassett! Bridgerton! Come here, old friend. This is my sister.
Duke, I would recognize him anywhere. How is it possible that there has not been a single betrothal yet? I wish to be entertained.
We find ourselves seated beside each other. I would like to think you happy about that.
It would be better if you refrained from thinking about me at all. I'm aware of your reputation. I'm anything but interested in you.
And I, anything, interested in you.
Must our only options be to walk and settle, or to never leave the nest? What if I want to fly? Lady Whistledown has all but declared me ineligible.
Whistledown.
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 If I am unable to find a husband, I shall be ruined.
Perhaps there is an answer. We could pretend to form an attachment.
Pairing like that would be most enchanting indeed.
Every presumptuous mother in town will leave me alone, and every suitor will be looking at you. Stare into my eyes. If this is to work, you must appear madly in love.
The Duke truly has put your head in a spin. Is it awful that I'm enjoying it? Dear reader, if there is a scandal, I shall uncover it.
It is more than just your honor at stake.
You think that just because I'm a woman, I'm incapable of making my own choices?
There is nothing you cannot do. You are a Bridgerton. Oh, is this not lovely? All of us together again.
Lovely indeed. We should tempt scandal more often.
I don't know why, but I feel kind of disappointed in the trailer. I don't know. Anyways, so there are 8 episodes, and I'm gonna go ahead and start the show, and we'll see how I feel, I guess.
Grosvenor Square, 1813. Dearest reader, the time has come to place our bets for the upcoming social season. Consider the household of the Baron Featherington.
I just finished the first episode, and I don't really like it. I'm obviously comparing it to the book, which I know is not a good thing because it's an adaptation and things change, but so far I don't feel the chemistry between Simon and Daphne in the show. I also really hate Anthony. I really hate him in the show so far. Like, he's annoying and just like gross. I don't know, I'm not really liking the show so far. Hopefully it grows on me, but as of right now, like the first episode, I'm not really that impressed. Maybe I'm being a little harsh, but I don't know, like everybody is raving about this show and I started it and I was kind of like, I don't really like it. I mean, the scenery, the costumes, very beautiful, very pretty. The acting, I'm just not sold on yet. I just don't feel the chemistry between the two main characters yet. I don't know, so far, the book is winning for me anyways. I'm gonna watch episode 2 and I'll let you know how I feel.
The illustrious debutante was seen dancing not once, but twice with the season's most eligible and most uncatchable rake, the Duke of Hastings.
Where are you going so early, Your Grace?
Promenade.
I just finished the second episode and the show's getting better. I am liking it a little bit better now, but I'm still like not completely sold on it. Considering like the episodes are like an hour long and I'm still like not gripped in it yet. I don't know, I feel like there's just something off about it. I definitely felt a little bit more of a connection between Simon and Daphne when they had like their final dance in episode 2, where they were talking and she was like, I wish to find a husband and have children, and then he's like, we'll find you a husband. That scene, I felt a little bit more of a connection, but still not completely sold on the show, to be honest. At this point, like, I do wish I maybe would have read the other books in the series already, because I just feel like it could have given me like a little bit more of a background, but also like I know that there are specific things and like characters that they had to write more, I guess, for. I feel like maybe I'm being a little too harsh, I don't know. I think it's just because I really enjoyed the book and now I'm like, TV show's not comparing for me. So I think I'm gonna go to bed and I will continue watching tomorrow.
Daphne, have you thought about with whom you would like to dance at tonight's ball?
Well, I have some ideas. Lord Weaver is a fine dancer.
Lord Hardy was asking about you at White's last night.
Lord Hardy.
What about the Duke? The Duke has not proposed, Mamma. I am still considering my best course.
Wise girl.
And Lord Hardy is a fine option.
Okay, so obviously it is the next night and I actually just finished episode 3 and I definitely enjoyed it a lot more. I feel like in general I have really unpopular opinions about the show. I guess maybe it's not as serious as I wanted it to be, and I guess like, I mean, the books aren't super serious, but it is also really nice to see like some of the scenes from the book to be in the show. Like for example, the scene where Anthony, has his name always been Anthony? And I just thought it was Anthony, or that's just how they say it. But the scene where Daphne and Anthony have milk together and they talk, that was exactly like in the book. That was a really cute scene. It's interesting to see them kind of mix new things, but also still like have the same scenes from in the book. Hopefully I'm sold on episode 4 because it's kind of sad that I'm like halfway into the season. I'm still not in love with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch that one now.
How long do you think it'll be before Her Majesty arrives? I may very well faint from hunger. Mama, were you caught? No one is looking at me, dearest. Mama! Oh, it's quite delicious. You, my darling, you seem a little strained. You have been that way for the past few days.
Done episode 4. Definitely loved it a lot more. I feel like with each episode I am loving the show more and more, so that's good. I just don't feel like the actors have that much chemistry. Like, is that just me? I don't know. I really love the whole family though. Like the Bridgerton family is so great. I love how they're so different. Like they're all really, really different, but they have such a huge love for each other. And poor Penelope. she's, you know, dealing with a lot. I feel so sorry for her. I cannot wait to read her book. I'm excited to see their wedding. I'm excited to see all of that and see how that's done. And I know episode 6 is the episode that everybody talked about, so I'm excited to watch that too. That's all I gotta say for episode 4. So now on to episode 5.
You should be grateful. The only thing I'm grateful for is that I'm not you. Nor will I ever be.
Miss Daphne, His Royal Highness Prince Friedrich is here for you.
I'm sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. No promises were made.
I just finished episode 5 and I'm liking the show. I'm just not as obsessed as I thought I would be, to be honest. I just expected to like fully, completely fall in love and be obsessed with the show and want to rewatch it over and over again. But I'm not feeling that way at all. And I'm kind of disappointed. The wedding was beautiful. The first sex scene between Daphne and Simon was really well done. I know I'm being pretty negative, but like I had high expectations. Like I have heard nothing but good things about the show. And it is a good show. It is fun. It's entertaining. But I'm not sitting here being like, oh my god, yes, I can't wait till they get together. Oh my god. Like I'm not feeling that way at all. When Simon is like, it's always been you. I was like, since when? Like you barely even fucking spent time with her. Like that is how I feel. I feel like they barely had scenes together and they're so in love with each other. I don't know. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I am very happy we have this show. I think it is a positive step for more romance adaptations and more romance stories, and I'm very happy about that. Obviously, I am a huge supporter of any kind of like romance story being more normalized in entertainment, like with movies and TV shows and stuff. So obviously I want more of this kind of stuff. My feelings are very conflicted on this show right now, and I don't really know what else to say. I feel like I'm being super negative and I'm sorry, and I feel like maybe I am being a little too harsh and like I'm critiquing a lot of things, but it's just like I thought I would fall so in love with this show. I thought I would be obsessed with it. I thought it was a show that I would not stop thinking about. Or maybe I just don't like Simon and Daphne in the show. Maybe I just enjoy them in the book and not really in the show, to be honest. I'm actually more interested in Antony's story. I haven't even read his book yet, but I'm definitely interested to see how he falls in love. I'm interested in the development between Colin and Penelope. I'm now about to start episode 6, which I've heard is where all the sex happens, so we'll see. I am like loving all the other like storylines that are happening, and I love all the costumes and the settings and all that kind of stuff. I really hope that Colin does not go through with marrying Marina. I know that poor Penelope is heartbroken, but I know her time will come. I know she will find love with Colin. I don't actually know if I will watch episode 6 right now, but if not, I will continue tomorrow. It is obviously the next night now, and I just finished watching episode 6 and I loved it. I'm definitely getting more into the show, and it sucks because there's only 2 episodes left. I think it was too like lighthearted and fun in the beginning, and I felt like there wasn't enough tone of like seriousness, if that makes sense. And having episode 6 where, you know, towards the end, like I kind of teared up a little bit. I teared up, especially when Penelope started crying. I kind of lost it. I think that for me is what was missing from the show. It was more of a serious tone, and we finally got that, and I think I liked that. I don't know, like for me, I need like more serious stuff happening. Like, yeah, it's cute, it's fun, but like I need some real life drama here. The sex scenes were fab. They were great. Loved them. Very hot. Perfect. I'm very glad they decided not to make Simon drunk like how he was in the book. I feel like in general they handled it a lot better in the show, obviously. I mean, all of their troubles genuinely would have went away if they just actually talked about it and Simon knew that Daphne exactly knew what he was talking about, but obviously she didn't. And I feel like, yeah, he did kind of play into her innocence and just thought she would go along with it. I just want to say, for people who felt extremely uncomfortable about the scene in the book, I don't want you to think I'm insensitive to that, because I feel like my reaction was yikes, and then I was kind of like, I shook it off because, I mean, I read a lot of dark romance, a lot of shit happens. I'm not really fazed by it in fiction. Obviously, in any kind of real life situation, I would have a very serious reaction. I don't want it to seem like that the scene didn't affect me and that like I don't care about it, because I do think, like, you know, it is widely talked about for good reason. But I don't really know what I'm trying to say, to be honest. But episode 6 I loved way more. I hope like these last 2 episodes I like fall in love, because that 6th episode was pretty dang good. Like, it had the mix of like drama and funny stuff, yet like super serious things, which I think is what I needed from the show. So I'm happy that that was showcased. And on to episode 7.
Rest assured, marital relations are the least of my concern after your recent efforts.
Then for what other purpose could you possibly wish to detain me?
Because you are my wife.
It is customary for a wife to reside in her own bedchamber once the honeymoon is over. A time that is well and truly past, would you not agree?
I just finished episode 7, and wow, that last scene was very powerful. I just want to say that, like, I'm kind of crying. That last scene in episode 7 was just beautiful, beautiful. Well done, well done. It is interesting that they put in this dynamic between Daphne and her mother, because obviously we didn't see that in this book. I think it is interesting that she, you know, she definitely blames her mother for keeping her like ignorant about things, because they're supposed to be like this very happy and fun family that love each other, but they definitely keep a lot from each other, which I find is really interesting. I don't know, it's just like a weird, different dynamic than in the book. Anyways, I'm excited to watch the final episode.
You never know the truth of a marriage hiding behind closed doors. Beware indeed, blushing newlyweds. You know not the future that awaits. Will there be hardship? Or indignity?
Alright, so I just finished the show. I definitely liked it as it went on. I do feel like the first half of the show, I wasn't really into it. The show had to grow on me, and it did. Like, towards the end, you know, I was loving it. I am very surprised that they revealed Lady Whistledown in the first season. I honestly feel like they revealed it because they thought maybe Netflix could cancel it, so I thought that they just wanted to reveal that to be safe. I'm not shocked, but at the same time I am. I feel like if I truly paid attention, I probably could have guessed. I definitely knew it wasn't like a maid or servant or just like some random person. I definitely knew it was like somebody we have been following. Yeah, I definitely prefer the book over the TV show. Also, the way that they ended it too was really interesting. The fact that they made Daphne and Simon have a son first, instead of how in the book where they had 3 daughters before they welcomed their son. But definitely very interesting that they changed that. And I do believe the second book follows Antony, right? I definitely want to read that ASAP because I am actually really interested in his story. I know, like, in the beginning of the show I wasn't really loving him. I actually really hated him, but towards the end, like, I started to really love him, and I'm really interested in his story. But yeah, I mean, overall I did enjoy the show. I do feel like maybe I was a little harsh on it, but I mean, it was fun, entertaining, definitely great to pass the time with. I'm definitely gonna sleep on everything, and then maybe tomorrow I can do more of a review and kind of compare them both and just give my final thoughts, because I feel like every time I finish something I need to kind of gather myself a little bit. So I am definitely going to sit on this one a little bit and I will share my final thoughts. So it's actually been a couple of days since I watched the last episode of Bridgerton, but I'm finally here to wrap up my thoughts. I don't want to repeat the same things over and over again, so I'm going to try to make this final thoughts kind of fast, but I definitely enjoyed the book a lot more. I gave the book 4 stars, and if I were to rate the TV show, it would be like a 3-star, 3.5. I just didn't love it as much as I loved the book. I really thought about it, and I just feel like Simon and Daphne in the show were kind of boring. I just feel like there wasn't really much happening with them, and I don't feel like they had as much chemistry like they did in the book. But the show itself was really fun, really entertaining. I loved the whole Bridgerton family. It was interesting to see more of all the other characters. Like, we didn't see the Featheringtons in this book, and we didn't see a lot what was happening with all the other Bridgerton kids in this book, so that was nice to see in the show, and I do give props to the writers for adding more because the book itself didn't have any of that. The book was definitely more focused on Simon and Daphne, and I do think it was interesting for the show to develop beyond that and to create more of an ensemble cast and have more stories for all of the other characters. Even though I wasn't fully in love with the show, I do think they did a great job with the adaptation and having certain scenes from the book be in the show and still having a similar vibe to the book. Like, the book is pretty lighthearted and fun, but it definitely has some serious tones, and I feel like the show maybe missed a little bit on that of the serious stuff. I feel like it just kind of missed for me in that way, and it wasn't until like later on in the show that it added those serious stuff that I actually really enjoyed, and I thought added more dimension to the show, if that makes sense. The cast in general I loved, even though I didn't necessarily feel the chemistry between Simon and Daphne in the beginning, it definitely progressed, and by the final episode I did like them together. I loved all the other actors, the costumes, the settings, everything was so pretty and beautiful. I also loved the music that they used in the show. That was really fun. Bridgerton was officially announced for a 2nd season, and they did confirm that the 2nd season would mainly be about Anthony and his story and his book, so I'm very excited for that. I am very happy that they are deciding to do each season about each Bridgerton, just like how the books are about each of them. I really like that. For a lot of adaptations, they're usually loosely based on the book, and I do appreciate how they are trying to stay pretty faithful but also add something new, and I do like that. Even though I didn't love the show as much as I wanted to, I still really enjoyed it, and I thought it was super fun, and I am very excited to see what they do next, and I will definitely be watching the next seasons, just like I will be reading the next books in the series. So I'm pretty sure that's all of my thoughts on The Duke and I and season 1 of Bridgerton. Let me know your thoughts on the book and your thoughts on the TV show. Which one do you prefer? Did you have the same opinions as me, or were they completely opposite? I would love to know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it was super long, and I'm sorry if I repeated a lot of the same things, but that's just how I am, I guess, and I just wanted to really share all of my opinions and my thoughts. I still hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!